I did my senior site at Looking Glass Station 7, and for my senior project I formulated a curriculum that helps middle school age students safety plan in crisis situations. The curriculum focuses on 7 main topics. These topics include bullying, cyberbullying, self-harm, running away from home, healthy relationships, tolerance, and self-care. So real quickly, what is Station 7? Primarily, Station 7 is a shelter for youth ages 11 to 17, but in all reality, they do so much more than that. Station 7, they help youth with their case management, they help them service planning, they help with crisis intervention. There's a 24-hour crisis line that anybody can call, and trust me, everybody does call. And so we're all trained to help that. We're all really well versed in family reconciliation as well, especially for the younger youth who really need their family support. For the older youth, like the 16 and 17-year-olds, we really focus on getting them prepared for adulthood and helping them move on and find stable housing that way. And that picture right there, that picture as you enter is one of the paintings that a staff member did. So we try to make it as welcoming as we can for whoever comes in, so they feel welcome. So a quick tour of Station 7. That's the kitchen where we prepare all the meals together and we eat together as long as cooking together, whichever one was that. That's one of the bedrooms. That's a staff member, but that's the common area, and we do everything in the common area. We watch movies, we play board games, work on homework, play music, just really hang out and let kids be kids in a safe place. And that little closet right there is the staff office. That's where, even though it's a small space, that's two lovely staff members. Even though it's a small space, so much work goes on in that office. Every time a new staff member comes on shift or off shift, we shift change, and that way we know exactly what's going on with each youth every night, so no youth falls through the cracks while they're at Station 7. So the rationale for this project was, first of all, after doing a lot of research, I was finding that there really isn't any other curricula like this in the community, especially focusing on the topics I'm focusing on for this age group. And that kind of segues into the agency need. Because there's a community need, Station 7 also needed this, so they had a curriculum ready and available for when they could go into schools and use it. The most important part of this project was that we wanted to empower youth, especially the younger youth. We were seeing a lot of kids come in, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, in these crisis situations, and they just had absolutely no idea what to do. They didn't know what the next step is, they didn't know anybody they could call, they were just kind of lost. So through this curriculum and whoever participates in it, they'll be able to not only help themselves find a safety plan for the next step in a crisis, but they might also be able to help their peer. So, the project was approved, and I began researching. After my project was approved, I began to research, and I first wanted to research to see what similar curricula was available, which there isn't. And then after I did that research, I wanted to research to develop the curriculum and make it culturally competent, sensitive to the youth needs, especially because a lot of the topics we're covering, like suicide and self-harm, they're really difficult issues. So I really wanted to make sure that while developing this curriculum, I did it in a way that the students felt safe while they were learning it. So I began my networking, which was probably the hardest part. Phone calls, emails, meetings, everything. I tried to get in contact with anybody and everybody in Lane County that would give me time. This was really difficult, especially with the little thing called the budget crisis that you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, schools aren't really that open to a brand new curriculum, so it was really hard getting the attention of community members. But through networking, I got connected to the Boys and Girls Club of Emerald Valley, who, after I proposed this curriculum to them, they're picking it up and let me teach it. So finally, I came out with a 9-session curriculum, the 7 topics that I talked about earlier, along with an opening session that kind of introduces people into the curriculum, and then a closing session to wrap it up and kind of talk about where to go from there. For each topic in the curriculum, there's a safety planning guide, one thing that I've learned through my internship with Station 7 and my other internships is that when people are in crisis, they kind of, they get scattered. They don't really know what to say or do or what steps to take. So having a written out safety plan for what kind of situation can really benefit, especially a youth, on what to do and what next steps to take. There's also a resource guide within the curriculum. It has national and local resources. It's agencies, phone numbers, websites, just everything just so a youth can feel more supported. They don't have to go to their local agency. They could look nationwide if they wanted to. And finally, I created surveys just to be competent and to let people tell me what they liked, what they didn't like, so we can really make this curriculum something that will benefit the youth. Challenges. So when my supervisor and I first got together to talk about my senior project, we had this big idea. We're going to go into Lane County schools, we're going to go to the middle schools, and we're going to safety plan everything. And we were just really gung-ho about it and quickly found out that we had a really small time frame. So that was a challenge, was kind of condensing everything into the time frame we had. Time after time after time, the people I was contacting, all the school district affiliates and all that, I was hearing, they were telling me that you're just an undergrad. No offense, we like what you're doing, but you're just an undergrad. We can't take on a curriculum that someone that doesn't even have a degree at, into our classes. It's just not going to work. And from that, my confidence sunk way low. I remember even one time going to my supervisor and being like, maybe we should look for a different one and just use one that's already used. And she's like, no. My confidence was a big challenge in that. Also asking for help. I didn't want to seem like I was in way over my head. I didn't want to seem like I was incompetent or that I couldn't do something. So asking for help was a real challenge for me that I just had to come to terms with and do. Also just life in general, all of this, like Pedro said it best, life doesn't stop while you're in college, like it just keeps going. So the benefits to this project is that there's now an available curriculum for Station 7. They can use it whenever, wherever they want. Another benefit to this curriculum is it's easily altered. I set it up in a way so it doesn't have to be done in sequence. If a school was to call and be like, hey, we want to do a session about bullying, do you have something, they could easily pull the bullying section out of the curriculum and use that. So it's really beneficial that way. You don't have to do every single step. Lesson learned, undergraduates can do a lot. Like, obviously, look at all of us, we're out there doing it. I think it was 3,000 hours, you said, senior projects. It's amazing how much undergraduates can do. And also just, I learned to keep my goals in mind, even though, yeah, Lane County School District still on my curriculum. It's still my goal to get it out there because, in all reality, younger students who are younger and younger are finding themselves in crisis situations, and they really do need help and support to find a way to safely get out of them. So what's next? Like I said, the Boys and Girls Club of Emerald Valley picked up my curriculum. They're letting me teach it this summer. I'm going to be teaching it over a 9-week course. It's going to be an hour to 2-hour sessions. I've invited various community members who specialize in the different topics to come in and help facilitate with me. After I teach this curriculum to the Boys and Girls Club students, they're going to be filling out the surveys. I'm going to evaluate their feedback, make the necessary changes, and then continue to network with this group of people that now know the curriculum and it's been practiced, so maybe the school districts will want it now. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to thank the FHS faculty and staff and of course the cohort in 2011. It was a great couple of years. I know I wasn't the most vocal cohort member. I didn't do all the activities, but each person in the cohort is just an amazing person, and I really learned a lot from every single one of you. The Boys and Girls Club of Emerald Valley for saying yes when everyone else said no. Of course, all of the Looking Glass Station 7 staff, especially my supervisor, Kirsten Lee. She motivated me, she pushed me, she was there for me, she let me cry, she let me vent, she let me talk about unrelated Station 7 stuff to her. And the staff for just showing me the ropes at Station 7 and teaching me how to actually be an effective team member while I'm there, even though I almost burned the place down. My place of employment, Full City Coffee Roasters, not only helped every month, but my coworkers for always switching shifts with me on a moment's notice. There were times where I would get invited to a meeting or I'd have to work on my project and I'd just call them up and be like, I can't come in the work, switch with me. And they were always really good about that. Those girls, my roommates, it's been a really hard year for me and they've been there for me the whole time. Those people,